Each and every single lady, including myself, dreams of having a perfect wedding. With all the family drama and deadlines that we have to beat so as to make this happen, we definitely need a wedding planner. Today, we get to learn exactly what it takes to be a wedding planner, as well as all the ups and downs they go through just to make your wedding day as perfect and stress-free as possible. Welcome to the show. But first, before we get into anything else, let's take a look at the highlights.
Wedding planning is very broad. It's about putting someone's special day together. So we're talking of so many things because there's a lot that entails a wedding. We have a list of about 26 things that are broken down, from the catering to the sound, to the videography and photography, to the decor. So there's a lot of compartments, and we're bringing all these things together to make a successful day.
Welcome to today's show.
Thank you.
And thank you for making time to speak to Elimoni Nguvu. So first of all, let's start with you introducing yourself. Tell us your name, what you do, and for how long you've been a practitioner in this field.
My name is Priscilla Watere Kahiga. Kahiga is my husband, so clearly I'm married. But you can simply call me Terry from Watere. I'm an event planner. I'm also a deco consultant because I also do deco. But mainly I'm a planner. That's what I love doing. I've been in the industry since about 2014, July of 2014. So about 2.5 years thereabout. And it's been good.
Anyway, let's talk about being a wedding planner. What does wedding planning entail?
Wedding planning is very broad. It's about putting someone's special day together. So we're talking of so many things because there's a lot that entails a wedding. We have a list of about 26 things that are broken down, from the catering to the sound, to the videography and photography, to the decor, to the bridal shower. Nowadays, brides want you to take her from the bridal shower all the way to the wedding. That's a lot of work, but really it's interesting because when now you walk the journey with them, they even trust you more, so you build up the trust. So there's a lot of compartments, and we're bringing all these things together to make a successful day. So it's not an easy job as people may think. You know, nowadays there are so many people who run into events, but it's not that easy because now you're in charge of all these people who, yes, know what they're supposed to do, but you still have to follow them up because there's a lot to do, and you have to make sure people keep time. You have to make sure you're in the background trying to calm the fires and the storms that may happen, because the client should never see a mistake because they trust you to run the wedding. So you recommend the service providers to them. You're the one who will tell them, I have this caterer, I have this sound person, I have this MC, I have this DJ who I have worked with. Of course, because of experience, we have a lot of recommendations that we can give, which is also a sensitive thing because just in case that day the service provider doesn't deliver, then it's on you. So really, it's a lot of accountability. There's a lot that you need to have, but it's not as easy as it may look like. It takes a lot of running around before the event. On the day of the event, you have to look at everything, make sure everyone gets there on time, make sure things are flowing. So it's not as easy as it may look, but it's enjoyable if that's what you love doing. So mainly, it's putting all these things together for the day to be a success.
So you've mentioned quite a number of logistics that go into making the wedding day a success. Yeah. So do you work in terms of now getting to coordinate all these logistics, or do you also work on a consultation basis?
Actually, what happens, we get most of the brides who look for planners do not know the industry, the wedding industry. So you'll get even a client who's probably abroad. They left Kenya 10 years ago and they want to come back and do a wedding. So these are people who do not know how the market has evolved over the years. So they are looking for somebody who will start from scratch. Like, can you tell me, explain to me how far is the decor industry? What do you have? It's a journey you walk with the bride. You have to do meetings with the bride. Make sure you meet with the service provider separately, but also sign contracts with the bride and the service providers. So the part that they just come to consult is not enough, because then that would mean I give you all my wisdom and then you go and take it and you're not using me to plan your event. So I recommend, rather I would prefer, if a client takes me up from the beginning and we walk the journey together. So I will take you to cake tasting, I'll take you for sampling the food. We'll do all those things together for you to choose. You don't just give them one service provider. We normally have several people. It's for them to choose. So you start the journey with them, and it's not just consultation, but there are those who come for consultation, and you'll write to them what they need to look at, what they need to follow through, which venues they need to look at. And there's also there's also now those who want that, and then from there they have people who can take it up. But then there are those who want you to do everything. Yeah.
Where did all this begin for you?
Wow. That's interesting, maybe because of course I had childhood dreams. So I mean, we didn't know better when we were younger. We all wanted to be doctors and lawyers. And yes, I always wanted to be a lawyer when I was in high school. Throughout high school, that's what I wanted to do. So by the time I was clearing high school, I knew I wanted to work with people. I love people. I'm a social person. That's one of my strengths. I'm a social person. So I always wanted to work with people. So when I was choosing a course, I first of all did business administration. I did a diploma in business administration, and then I went to Nairobi University and did communications and public relations. And I always knew I'd fall in those lines, and maybe my dream was to work for the media. And then as time went by, I thought, oh my goodness, I mean, I look at you now and I'm thinking, nah, I would never do that. But I always had an interest of planning things.
It takes more than talent and passion to just be able to flourish in a career. So how was it for you now after getting the talent and having the drive to get into events management? How did you now make it a professional course?
I was mentored by my husband, definitely, and so he was doing follow-ups on me to see that I'm also perfecting the skill. But one thing that I came to learn, it's good to sharpen your skill. Even if you think you're talented, you can't just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to plan somebody's event, and you've never planned it. I first of all had to sit under someone. And so that's the first thing that I did. Somebody who's been in the industry longer, who knows how to do these things. So I had to sit under him, I had to watch him, I had to observe what he's doing and learn from him. And also we have schools. I've done a flower and planning class with one of my mentors. I have 3 mentors. The first one is my husband. The second one, her name is Lillian. She's her company is called Floral Art. She's an amazing woman, very talented, and she opens up her heart to teach you stuff. And I sat under her for about 4 months. The courses in events may not be very long, but if you are taught by the right people, there's so much to learn and there's so much exposure out there. So Lillian took me through that class. Then I joined Samira's class. She's called Samira. Her company is called Sana Events. And she's been in the industry for about 9 years, and she has a lot of experience in this industry. So it's very important to sit under someone and learn from them. These people have gone ahead of you. They know what should be done. They will help you know how to rearrange yourself, how to structure your company, how to do things in the industry, how to make sure you have a good name. Because we have so many people, quote unquote, event planners, who do not have any experience, who have no knowledge, but they just come to the field, and that's why they're even creating a bad name for event planners. That there are people who you tell you need a plan, and they said, oh, those people just want my money. Because they've handled such people before who had no experience, who had no knowledge, and so they let them down. So I'd say it's important to also sit under someone beyond the talent, beyond the gift. Sharpen it. Sit with people who've already done these things before you. Try and learn from them. They have a lot to teach you. And so that's another thing that really I had to also do to become more professional.
So I'm sure that at this moment you all can agree with me that there is so much that goes into wedding planning, and I am sure that you will also agree it's a very hard job. Clearly it's a hard job, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back we'll get to learn all about her high school education. And for now, let's also have the educational quote of the day.
Weddings are important. They celebrate life and possibility.